these and other things. I'm your host, Donna Teal, here at Scenic Roots in the middle of their Christmas tree yard. Today's episode, we're going to show you how to decorate and make your own wreaths using pine cones, balls, berries, ribbons, anything that you can gather from your yard. We're going to show you how to wire that on, glue that on, make a gorgeous masterpiece for your front door, your shed, or even over your fireplace. In the next segment, we're actually going to talk to you about the different types of Christmas trees that you can purchase in a nursery yard, what the differences are as far as smell, needle retention, the types of ornaments that they can hold, and whether they're safe for your children or not. So let's start the show, and I will talk to you about how to decorate a wreath. Hi, I'm Donna Teal from Scenic Roots right here in Sandwich. I am here to show you how to make and decorate some wreaths for the Christmas season. One of the first things you want to look for and decide on when you're doing a wreath is what size you need for your front door, or possibly if your wreaths are going over your mantle, if they're going to go on the side of your house or your barn, you want to think about the size that you're doing. Standard wreath for a front door is a 10 or 12-inch balsam wreath, usually double-faced, so both sides are fully complete, and the balsam is the smelliest, the freshest, the nicest wreath that you can use for your Christmas season. It just screams tradition. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you a couple quick tips that you can use for decorating your own wreath. I want to point out that there are no standards when you're doing your wreaths. Whatever you want to do, whatever you want to use to decorate, you can do. We first start out with a base of pine cones. Traditionally, some of the supplies that you're going to need are some floral wire, usually in strips of 12-inch, which is really easy to use and maneuver. If you go to a craft store and pick out spool wire, you can use this. What I recommend that you do is to actually take them and cut them into 12-inch strips before you start. It makes it easier, so in between each thing that you're wiring onto your wreath, you don't have to stop and cut each time. Floral picks here, again, buy at a traditional craft store. These are used for some of the thicker wreaths that you may not be able to get your wire through, and I'll show you that a little later on, how to do that. Pine cones, white pine cones, Italian pine cones, different types of greens, glass balls, red berries, even seashells, ribbons, things that you can find outside, traditional seed pods, berries, little dried pine cones and flowers, even grasses. The plumage of your grasses from the fall grasses, when they're done and gone by, cut them off. You might be able to tuck them in too. So what we do, first of all, start out with a couple pine cones, grab your wire, and what we're going to do is I'm going to show you, in between each of the rosettes, there's a place for the wire. Just tuck that in, weave it around, twist the two ends together. Easily with the 12-inch wire, grab another pine cone, weave it in together underneath on the bottom. It tucks in so you can't see it. Twist it around. Then you take your wire. One of the easiest things to do is we take our wire and we stick it right through the center of the wreath. Sometimes it's a little hard. If your wreath is really, really thick, it's a little hard to get it through. So you'll stick it a couple times, trying to find your way, trying to find that right spot. If you can't get it through, what we do is we take the pine cone, wire it around again, and take it from the side. So you're actually coming through. And then wrap the wire around, hiding it in between the branches so you don't see the green wire again. This way it's secure. And then you take a branch from the back and then just twist it around to secure it onto the wreath. Snip it off, and then it's on. Berries. Couple tips on some berries if you're doing wired berries like this. Again, if your wreath is in between doors, or if it's hidden under a farmer's porch where it's not going to get wet and it's not going to get rained on, you can easily glue your berries on, twisting them around, making a little pocket like that. Twist your berries around, twist them together, grab your glue gun, put a little dab of glue, tuck it in underneath the branch again so you don't see the wires. There you go. The glue, if it's in the rain, it's gonna fall off. So if you want to use berries, use your floral wire. Twist it around, take your floral wire, and then again, weave it through your wreath. Stick it right through the center. Find a spot that you're not hitting a branch, poke it through, pull your wire through, and then wrap it around a branch in the back. Snip off the excess wire, and then it's there. Other things that you can use to decorate your wreaths: little stuffed animals, wire, candy canes, glass balls, traditional, very shiny, really scream tradition. Bows. When you're all set with your wreath, most of your bows can come pre-made. You can have a garden center or a floral shop hand make your bow for you. They're going to come with the wire on the back again. Take your bow, again, stick it through the center of your wreath. Twist it around a branch in the back. Snip off the excess. And there it is. I'm going to show you a couple pre-made bows, wreaths, already done. This is an end result for you when you're done. Just have fun with it. Be traditional, be whimsy. Add anything you want to your wreaths, sleds, ornaments, Christmas ornaments, anything you do. One of the other things that you can do is Christmas swags. Anything that I've taught you here can be redone onto just a regular swag where you put bunches of greens together. You wire your pine cones and your berries through again through the center, wrap it around the back, put your bow on the top, create a little hanger. There it is. Thank you. Hi, Donna Q. Teal. I am here at Scenic Roots. What I want to do is I want to show you 4 different styles of Christmas trees. Get rid of that confusion when you're coming into a nursery yard. So many garden centers now have about 6 to 8 to 10 different types of Christmas trees. We're going to show you the 4 traditional ones, why you should pick each one individually for your style and your taste. The first one I have is called a Scotch pine. This one usually comes from Canada, Nova Scotia, or the western states like Oregon and Washington. It has this greenish blue tinge to them. Their needles are about 1 inch long, very, very thick, slightly prickly. So if you have children, this tree probably isn't a good idea for you because it does stick and prick. The one huge benefit of this is their branches are really, really thick so they can hold your heavy, heavy ornaments. And it keeps its shape, and the needles probably will fall off on you in the end of January. This is one of the trees that keeps their needles the longest. So this is a Scotch pine here, sheared to shape, so it keeps most of it, it's perfectly shaped for that traditional Christmas tree. The next one I have for you is what I call my teddy bear tree. This is my favorite tree in the yard. This is just a tree that you want to pick up and hug. It is so soft. It's a white pine. White pines are native here in New England, so they generally come from the farms, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Maine. It has, again, bluish green tinged needles, 3 to 4 inches long, very soft, very, very relaxed branches. This is also a tree that you would not want to use if you have a lot of heavy ornaments. If you have a few of the lighter ornaments, this would be the tree for you. Or like I do, I just put my lights on this tree and just let it go because it is just such a nice, soft, relaxed, elegant looking tree. Your classic tree, which is your balsam, the one that is the most fragrant, the one that we all can't get away from, it's your traditional Christmas smell. Your needles are soft. Branches can be for heavy ornaments, lighter ornaments, a ton of different types of lights. It's great for around kids. It's not prickly, very, very soft. The one thing about the balsam though is, I'm sure you all know, is that the needles do drop quicker than any of the other trees. It does dry out faster, so you do want to make sure that it's not near a fireplace, a radiator, any type of heat source, because it will dry out quicker than the other ones. One of the trees that we do have is a Fraser fir. This one is the heaviest of all trees, the thickest of all trees, and it's increasing in popularity because it does hold the same shape as a balsam fir. Their needles are soft, they are the same length, they do hold heavy ornaments, light ornaments. The difference with this is that the needles stay on for your whole season. You can buy it now, take it down at the end of January. These needles will not fall off. It has the best retention of its needles. Not as smelly, does have a little fragrance to it, so if you can pass up on the smell for Christmas, grab your greens and put those on the mantle. This is the tree that you would want to use. Very easy for around kids. Really, really nice sheared shape for the Fraser firs. So those are the 4 that I have for you. There are a couple more on the market. One is called a concolor fir or even a Colorado blue spruce. Those, again, very, very prickly needles. If you have children, you want to stay away from those. And the other one is called a noble fir. Rounded blue shaped needles. Very, very soft tree, but also one of the most expensive on the market. So the next time you're out in the garden center trying to decide which trees you need, think about your families, think about where it's going to be as far as a heat source, and think about how long you want your tree to be up for the Christmas season. If you're just doing a 2-week period, going up in the middle of December, bringing it back down as soon as Christmas is over, you may want to go for a balsam fir. If you want your tree up for the longest period of time, the Fraser fir is the one that you want to go with. Good luck with your shopping. I just want to say thank you for joining us today, and I hope you have learned a lot on how to decorate your own wreaths. You're all going to be creative artists in your own way. Please do not hesitate to let your creativity flow and use whatever products on your wreaths that you want, and I hope you learned what kind of Christmas tree is best for you and your family this year. Have a nice one. Thank you.